so you're curious about the cost of living in Denver. I'm gonna give you the rundown and we're starting right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alyson Wahl with Live South Denver. I'm a real estate strategist and realtor helping people make their move to and in South Denver. Are you interviewing for a job out here in Denver? Or maybe you've just been given a job offer and you're trying to decide if the salary that you've been offered is enough to let you live that dream life that you've been thinking of when you imagine what it's going to be like to move to amazing Colorado. Well, it's a smart move to have a grasp on how far your money would go here compared to where you are now. In this video today, we're going to take a fast, high-flying overview of the cost of living in Denver. Now, depending on which source you consider, here in the Denver area, utilities, groceries, and healthcare all hover right around the national average. Entertainment, which would be things like your dining out, your gym membership, your yoga membership, theater tickets, that falls above the national average here in the Denver market. All things transportation also fall above the national average here in Denver. That includes gas, your car insurance, which is actually substantially higher than national average here in Denver, and access to public transit. Hey, a one plus, even though our gas prices are higher than national average, because we're at altitude, you can get away with using lower octane gas. Right. Now we're going to talk about the single biggest component of nearly everyone's budget, housing. So 5 major cities topped the charts for population growth last year. One of them was not Denver. But then when you looked just in the West, there were 3 cities that topped the charts for population growth, and one of those was Denver. So we're gonna look at those cities and compare rents to Denver and our rent rates. Ready? Let's look at this chart. The average rent in Denver is $15.25. And in my experience with working with clients who are buying a property with the intention of renting it out, that is about right. Phoenix, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Seattle, Charlotte, only Seattle bested Denver for higher rent. When we look in the West, the top 3 cities, we've got San Diego and Las Vegas. San Diego beat Denver. So this is telling us that Denver has quite a high cost of living relative to some of these other cities where people are moving in. As you know, I specialize in the South Denver area, so I want to talk about rent just in South Denver. There are 3 counties that make up most of the South Denver area. Only Douglas County is completely in South Denver, so we're only going to look at Douglas County for this data. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, average rent rate. And I pulled the 3 larger areas, towns, cities, whatever you'd like to call them, in Douglas County. The first one is Highlands Ranch, $2,400 a month. The next is Parker, $2,200 a month, and Castle Rock at $2,150. So you may be curious, why is rent so much higher in the South Denver area? Well, there are several factors. First, there are fewer small apartments in the South Denver area. When we're looking in the Denver metro area, specifically downtown, there is an abundance of studio apartments and 1-bedroom apartments. It's quite densely populated with these. That's not the case when we're down in the suburbs, which is the South Denver area. More often it is homes for rent versus apartments in the suburbs, therefore the rents are higher. Now, another reason is just that our home prices are higher. This chart takes a look at median home prices. We would expect the median home price for the nation to be lower than nearly any city that we would look at. So then we look at the Denver metro area and we're just over $400,000 for median home price, but then we get to Douglas County and we're just shy of $500,000 for median home price. Hey, but in all of that, the good news is Colorado has one of the lowest effective tax rates in the country. Now, when you have high home prices, your taxes are still quite high, but it is nothing like you see in the Northeast where home buyers are sometimes paying upwards of $8,000, $9,000 on their home. Our effective tax rate is roughly 0.7% of the home value. The next question is, how does this area support these costs? How are people actually living here? Well, I'll show you. Look at the median household income. So Denver metro area and the national median household incomes are on par. They're actually nearly the same. But then look at Douglas County. It's almost double. The median household income in Douglas County is over $100,000. The average salary for a job in Douglas County is over $60,000 per year. So with being almost twice of what the Denver metro median household income is, there really is the ability to support the housing prices in this area. How do we include also areas in Jefferson County and Arapahoe County? So towns like Centennial, Inglewood, Littleton, we would have seen the data skew a little bit closer toward that of the Denver metro area. Those towns are part of South Denver, but they do have a little bit lower cost of living. So it is absolutely possible to move into Denver, move into South Denver, to purchase a home and live here without having to buy a $500,000 home. There are a lot of great places to buy cute bungalows, homes on third-acre lots, almost half-acre lots. There are a variety of options. South Denver actually is also home to being able to buy land and acreage and horse property. It's a very diverse area. And for those of you thinking after looking at this that living in Denver is actually a cheaper option than moving to South Denver in the suburbs, it's not exactly the case. All of these numbers are medians and averages. And if you want to live in a hip spot right on Wash Park in Denver, a home that's about the size of one here in the suburbs is going to cost you about $1 million. So there you have it, cost of living in Denver. It is not a cheap place, but the demand here is high. People love living in Colorado. It's beautiful. We have all 4 seasons, albeit spring and fall are short. Our economy is strong. We have high-paying jobs. The people are friendly. And if you're looking to move to South Denver, I would be honored and delighted to share more information with you and even help you in your transition. My contact information is in the description box down below. Give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, and let's connect. If this information was helpful for you, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified each week when the videos come out, also hit that bell icon. I'll see you next week.